There are some shocking stats about suicide in our state. And here to tell us more about how we can all contribute to keeping those that we love safe is Mrs. North Dakota, Sarah Dukert. Thank you for joining us today.
Yes, I'm very happy to be here today. So I just got back from Washington, D.C. I go annually for the AFSP advocacy. And so what that is we meet with our state senators and representatives, and we're asking for their support on mental health bills to help prevent suicide and give more resources out there. But the CDC just released shocking statistics that North Dakota actually has had the highest increase of suicide by 57.6% from 1999 to 2016. Wow. And so we know that suicide rates are rising in the nation, but we really need to start talking about it in our state of North Dakota, because we lose someone every 63 hours to suicide in our state. And I am very passionate about it. With my title as Mrs. North Dakota America, I'm using my voice as a platform. I'm actually a survivor of a suicide attempt when I was in 8th grade. And so I was very young, but it's just, I want to normalize the conversation. Mental health is no different than physical health. And you can, lead a healthy and successful life. I'm a nurse at the ICU here at Essentia, and just because I might have struggled in the past doesn't mean that I struggle now. And that's just so important. Suicide is 100% preventable, but we need to start talking about it. And so that's why I'm just very thankful that you guys have brought me on here today.
This is such a tough conversation to breach. When you think back to your time when you were struggling, like how would you suggest that people breach that conversation with people?
Not being afraid to seek out and ask them, are you okay? And actually asking them if they're thinking or having thoughts of suicide, because statistics do show that they will be honest with you if they're struggling. Really? And then, being that support system, staying with them. If they are actually actively having suicidal thoughts, we need to get that person help immediately. Is it calling 911? Is it physically going with them to the hospital so they can get the treatment that they need? Those kind of things can help save someone's life.
Are there programs that you would like to see implemented? I know you also talked about funding and different things like that when you were in Washington, D.C. Anything that you are pushing to see or have more of to help?
So we are asking support right now. The National Suicide Prevention Hotline, that is funded through each state and nationally, and so we have to make sure that our senators are still supporting those bills so that everyone has access to a lifeline. We also need just more resources. So like with our nonprofit, with the American Foundation for Suicide Prevention, we have many different, we go into schools and educate middle school and high school on depression, warning signs, those kind of things. So it's not just supporting like the nonprofit, but it's like supporting the state with funding. So it could just be more funding for mental health resources.
Let me ask you this. You said that North Dakota's seen this incredible rise in the last 15 to 18 years. What do you attribute that to?
We're rural, and so we don't have lots of access for mental health care, and I do see that as one contributing factor. But also, I think we kind of are that stoic, farm state, and I think people are still afraid to ask for help, and that is one thing that by more people coming out and speaking about their stories or just sharing success stories, I think just will be really helpful so that people know there is hope, and there always is hope and help out there.
You are an incredible spokesperson. Yeah. Thank you so much for sharing your story and getting the word out, starting the conversation.
Yes.
It's really important.
And you're a success story, so congratulations.
Yes. Thank you very much.
Yeah, thanks for being here.